yeah, so Dale, I was just saying we're going to rewind the clock a little bit. This session is going to take place between getting ready and leaving to the doors of going into the dinner, because we don't want to have John miss that. So the floor is kind of yours. If you want to get ready with stuff, you can interact with things together. And like, even though Puck said that he went off and did his thing, we can go back to that. So you're kind of choosing your infusions. Let's have the discussion in character and figure out what the best plan of attack is.
Right, in character.
Because I believe Molotov and Ghost are still at the house.
Yeah, I think we're just sort of tinkering away as...
Two very different sides of the same long table, one just strewn with papers and Molokov's absolute chaotic work style, and Ghost's like relatively organized for who he is, like placing things in sections.
Sparks going off as he like spot welds with his...
And I guess at the same time as well, the sparks are going off, and this is almost like that classic picture of, two men in a workshop working away. But let's remember that both of you had a experience last night, and I want to kind of see what does that look like as well. Are they reflecting on it? Are they? Because it's just you two in the house, and I don't think we've had much of Ghost and Molotov together, even though they're the two artificers.
Sure.
Very good point.
I think Molokov's... I think it would have brought up a lot of memories, so he probably is like somewhat reflective. But I also think to him that was just a good dream.
Okay.
I think for the most part he is, he probably seems maybe calm or what have you, but I don't think it's something that he would be, I don't know, like bringing up or anything. I think he's probably feeling good, I think he's probably throwing himself a little bit at this to not feel the bad sides of the memories, but sure. I think he's,
And how does that reflect on what he's working
seeing an old friend?
Yeah. Because what are you working on? That's the question as well.
It's a good point. In my mind, I am just sort of setting up all my infusions, setting up my spells for the day. And it's a very good point. I think that will influence my infusion choices.
Ghost, how about you?
Yeah, in a similar realm, Ghost has kind of just gotten up, and this has been the morning routine for him and Molotov for forever. And I think if we're on the road, we kind of simultaneously like talking to Hero, or grabbing food, or discussing with Puck, or whatever it is that's going on, whilst doing our own little things. But now we've got like more space and available time to do it, and it's just kind of locked in for a bit. And then eventually gets to a point where he's kind of almost finished and like thinking about the final decisions and what infusions to lock in for the day. And in the same way, he's kind of quite calm, just a lack of anxiety. He's just moved with quite specific intention for the last sort of hour before really saying anything.
I think I get you. I think we're both sort of like clear-headed in the sense that there's the mission ahead of us, and we know what that is, and we know. I don't know. I guess right now we're doing like the thing we know how to do, which is the build everything, the prepare, the get this all ready, put this in the spot. I'm like, oh yeah, I might need that. I imagine there's a lot of, because of the spells I'm picking today and all of that. I think there probably is a lot of, I don't know if it would be dead silent, because I think Molotov would be doing a lot of taking of your ideas because you know like the vortex warp and all of that. He's copying the way that you've the way that you've figured out how to do this, and these are all these other things. And I think even tying it into the feat that I've chosen for level 8, I think he sort of puts the final touches on this little invention that he's been working on. Again, has maybe like borrowed the boots that you use to zap yourself across the field, and has been like, oh guys, oh, there's a room for that. And just working it out in his own way.
Yeah, in that aspect, there'll be quite a bit of conversation between you and I, because I'll be like, how the hell do you plan on powering this thing? I mean, I quite literally use my blood. It's an arcane source of energy, celestial nature. I mean, that's an interesting rune. Like,
funny you'll mention blood, and it's something I'm like trying to get good at drawing Molokov and all of that thing, but when I've finished it, I've got a drawing of his arm that I quite like. But I imagine his arm does have almost these tubes that go through it, and there are like there is fuel to like everything that goes on. And it's funny that you mentioned blood. He's sort of, it's just a little bit weird, but I almost use it too. My own blood. Well, it's hard to explain really, but I think it's the only reason this thing really works.
Huh.
Everyone takes a class in Blood Hunter.
One of them happy accidents?
Yeah, you could call it that. Most of this was an accident.
As you've told me. It's alright, all of this was an accident, so here we are.
Too right.
So, how you feeling?
Oh, not good. Good though, but not good.
All right, you've covered the obvious.
Yes. I don't know. I felt a lot of anxiety for the last few days, but now that it's here, I don't know. I guess I feel weirdly calm. But troubled.
Troubles your own, or ones we all share?
He sort of glances over to Hera's room, and does Hera seem okay to you?
No, but I think she's good.
You see that cheers him a bit. To hear that from someone else.
Sure.
We talked while we were looking for Professor Torvash.
Tavash.
She explained a lot, and no, she's not okay, but yes, she's on the right track.
It sounds
Just you being there's enough.
That's like most of the situations. So
yeah, it seems like you've kind of grown up through this, like, oh, we fucked up, but like, let's keep going kind of attitude. And it's honestly, it's been quite inspiring, to say the least. This place too, it must be safe.
it used to be.
Well,
Before these Guards were everywhere. This place was absolutely my sanctuary. We were very exposed in the city, and it certainly felt good to have the mage's protection. No safer place than Hogwarts. I mean,
I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't know what the hell's going to happen today. The world could end, for fuck's sake. But I just get this feeling that we're still all right. We're on the right path.
Ghost,
Just
give
like-
me a... Sorry, carry on.
I was just going to say, I think just like with Hera, I think just being there is enough.
I think you're right. I think we're doing what we should be doing.
You say
Especially what it was.
we're doing what we should be doing. Ghost, can you give me a perception check, please?
That. Can we actually roll the dice? Oh, lame. 6.
6. As Molokov's saying this and you're having this discussion, you kind of put your tools down, but natural to both of you, you kind of are still fiddling with something in the other hand, or, like still shuffling this nuts and bolts over to the side of the table. You see a green shimmer almost just out of the corner of your eye next to Molokov, but as soon as you move your focus onto it, it's not quite there. It doesn't feel intimidating to you.
Does it feel like something akin to what Torvash does, or this is just a bit different?
Feels a bit more natural to you.
Okay. Yeah. I saw them again last night. I don't know if it was a dream or something more real, but remember me telling you about the Undying Court?
Me too.
I didn't say anything important, just that. Well, people needed guidance, and we were on the right track to do that. And I think it's why my confidence is all the way up, if a little chaotic. I don't really know what it means, but I feel different. Just one of those, can't quite put my finger on it, but I know I'm meant to be here kind of situations.
Hey, I'll take it. If you're meant to be here, it means we are too.
And with that, you kind of give each other the nod and just instinctively turn back to the tools and continue working away as
one of these.
a big suit of armor. As a couple of jokes are made, and we cross campus over to Hera and I'll say Jalug and Puck. You may have gone along with them to just advise about picking some outfits for tonight. Coming from that hospitality background, you're a bit more aware of what people wear to these certain things and the etiquette that's expected sometimes at these private events. Just to basically put you and Hera together for this scene. But you walk into one of the fashion shops from the Silver Quill district or campus. These are the dramatic arts students. They are normally in fully black, long clothing, very elegant in their looks, but they are known for their fashion choices, and they've set up some sort of kind of like a market, but also a high-end market. And as you and Hera walk in, and Jaluga's kind of a bit uncomfortable in the background, you see all these coat racks or clothes racks of fabrics and stuff, and you and Hera have a moment before moving in.
So as I was saying, you don't want to draw attention to yourself. We're there to observe and only act if we have to.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I don't want to draw a lot of attention to us, as long as we fit in as much as possible.
Have you been to these before?
Not really, no. Occasionally students are allowed to volunteer work and stuff, but it's usually in the back, the kitchens and dishes and that side of things. I have heard about them. We've been to, school events where most students have to go to, but they're not quite as formal as I'm expecting them to be.
Someone walked past us on the street. Like, right, yes. Well, I guess, as I said, you don't want to draw attention to yourself. I've been to a few similar things growing up in the noble houses, but they tend to be pretty stuffy. I think this one might be a bit more interesting, and maybe you'll learn something. It seems like there's a bit of a lecture planned as well. I think as long as we keep our wits about us, we'll be okay.
Hopefully there's quite a, well, it'll be interesting to see how much information she gives about the crown. But
maybe even how much she knows.
I did, obviously not here while we were shopping, but I did wonder if you wanted me to maybe check in on her one more time before the day actually starts. See if she's still with the crown currently, or...
Puck sort of reaches up and grabs it like a locket around his neck, this amulet that he's been wearing. And he's sort of just thinking to himself, like, I meant to give that to my brother. He sort of shakes himself, like, yes. Let's do that. Let's do that. We should. That's a good idea. What's the climate like?
You didn't say that out loud, did you?
No.
Okay, cool. The climate in Shan is it's warm. It is sunny summer kind of vibes. Definitely the city adds to the heat as well. But it's not like overbearingly hot.
Let's find something suitable, hey? What about you, big guy? You look like a silk kind of person to me.
Just gives a nod. T poses in the background.
T poses just like glides along.
Oh my god, please put him in a silk toga.
Oh, toga. I was just going to get him a silk shirt.
The Sims spin. As you say,
I was thinking more a
voices.
Sailor Moon transition.
Some voices from a couple of coat racks over. Absolutely. Glad that's over. No one should be playing with those memories like that. Absolutely absurd. It should be getting taken care of as we speak. Turns around and you see this kind of young in her 20s, maybe a past student, high elf and long flowing almost white blonde hair, turns around and goes, oh, apologies, I didn't realize we had customers in. As you see another tiefling sitting on the other counter, feet up on a stool, kind of. It's like when you go into a mall and the two teenagers are gossiping behind the counter. Turns around. Welcome to my clothing store, Serafina Silks. Is there anything you're in the market for today that I can help with?
Yes, me and my friend here need some evening gown wear. For tonight, we're hoping you might be able to help us out.
Oh, yes, of course. Anything in particular you're after? We can fashion things together. You must apologize for my frazzled state. Had a bit of a interaction this morning that was not so pleasant, as I can imagine you can understand. Any colors in specific or anything?
Um,
Nothing too
perhaps
garish.
yeah, like a deep, maybe purple or quite a dark sort of navy blue color, perhaps.
Of course. And she clicks her fingers at the tiefling, says, Imran, quick, come over here. I need your assistance. And sighs and comes up and starts taking your measurements, and then moves over to Puck and starts taking his measurements as well.
Oh,
I think Puck's probably done this once or twice before. This is not it's not a common experience for him. But he's probably done it once or twice before. So he's not too put out by it. But I imagine, Jalug especially probably is very. What is happening?
Yep.
Like, it's okay. Just like let them do their thing.
Yep.
It's all good. They're just working out what size to give you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Puck's
They do like the underarm measurement, and then they do like the inner leg measurement, and Jaluk's like, "Oh yeah, it draws a sword."
Yeah.
As they're measuring you up, and the tiefling says, "Do you hear?" It goes, and may I ask, what is the occasion you're going to?
Oh, well, you see, we have of relatively high esteem, not from around here. We have been invited to the event that is happening in the college this evening.
Tullis's gala dinner. You got an invite. Well, by what means do you get an invite? You don't. Pardon my rudeness. You don't look that special to me. Or what? I don't think I've ever seen you around. You've travelled here from far.
From quite far, yes. And I'm afraid the reason you don't know that we're invited is the same reason you don't know what's being unveiled. It's all a bit hush-hush. Apologies.
Roll me a charisma check.
Oh, charismatic hero. Just straight charisma.
Mhm.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, get out of here! Amazing. You see, Imran kind of is almost
For a total
straight away.
Total of 20.
Yep, is almost straight away put in his place of like, yeah, don't talk to the customers that way. Because I apologize. I apologize.
No, that's quite right. It's a hot topic of the town, it seems. If I could, I would, but I'm not told not to mention too much.
Of course. This wouldn't happen to have anything to do with the ghosts and stuff that Madman was rambling about this morning. Do you know? And Serafina kind of looks over him and goes, "It was nothing, just a trick of the mind."
What exactly did he ramble on about?
Serafina steps in and goes, "It is known throughout the college that this particular," she pauses, "student I can't control his magic. He comes in here rambling on about seeing the spirit of his ancestors appearing to him in his sleep. Comes in here, tries to convince me that he needs a disguise of some sorts to get an audience with Tullus. And, well, her face goes a little bit pale, and she goes, then he tried to prove to me that my ancestors would be seen as well. And look, call it what you will, some illusory trick managed to describe some sort of resemblance to my ancestors. Of course, I didn't believe him. So I had our senior mages take care of him. They've taken him down to Furygale, and, well, they'll teach him a lesson or two. You see, she's quite smug at that.
That wouldn't be Ephraim, would it?
The exact one. A bloody nuisance. And you can tell, Puck, that this is very much kind of college status, like, I've got my friends to take him away kind of thing. He was very snobbery kind of thing. But give me an insight check, though, Puck.
Yeah, Puck's ears perked up as soon as there was a mention of ghosts.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't got any dice yet. Here we go. Insight. Sorry, I'm fiddling between two books, so I haven't actually transferred anything over to my new book yet.
All good,
Insight
all good.
is +2, so what does that make it? 15.
15. As she's telling the story, it comes across as like this random came in here trying to tell me that ghosts were coming back. But you do see that she looks a bit shaken, almost like she has seen a ghost that she's recognized, but she's blaming it on his we know it as wild magic, but his magic misdemeanors.
Yeah. Ghosts. That's quite a story.
Silly, right?
I suppose. And you hadn't. Strange. We ran into him. He doesn't quite have a full grasp on his power, I don't think. But
doesn't even deserve a place here, I wouldn't think.
Oh well, I suppose he is a member of the college. I sort of say, I'm trying to goad her a little bit. Considering she, you said former student, but like I don't know if she's dropped out or something. But I'm just trying to goad her a little bit. I'm not even a member of the college. But I mean, surely someone there will help him. Do you know what they're doing with him down at? I can't remember what she said. The place they took him.
Furygale.
Yeah.
Here, you would know that Furygale is kind of like an off set of the college. It's kind of where magic items go to when they've been used and when they've run out of magic and stuff. And it holds a little bit of magic there, but also, it's a place that students go almost under the bridge to go pick fights, because they can cast magic without it being lethal. Yes, and Seraphina will say to you, Puck, she'll go, yes, well, he may be, but hopefully not for long. That's right. My associates, you see, she says with a bit of a high nose, they'll show him that, magic isn't for everyone.
Indeed not. I'm gonna sort of like imagine she's like, if she's taking like my inner thigh measurement or whatever, like I'm up on a stool because I'm very short, and I'm just gonna brush my leg. And I have my house signet ring on my finger.
Yep.
So it's just sort of like, I think this is a bit of a pissing contest in some ways. But yeah, just sort of like, I don't know, just trying to not pull rank, but be like, oh well, I'm also important, because I feel like it's working getting her talking. Oh, your associates, and who are they?
Luciana and Thaddeus, two of the top Silvercool mages. You've probably heard of them. You and Hera have not heard of these people.
I don't think I've even heard of the school. I'll probably like look at Hera because I imagine she's doing something and like look at Hera and be like, say something.
Uh, sorry, who and who? Are they also invited to the ball this evening?
You see both of them riding on that natural 20 as well. Is they both kind of shy away and go, unfortunately, we were pre-booked for other needs around the college. They definitely were not invited.
That
Oh,
happens.
if there's a kick on after, maybe we could, if we're not too tired. Where was this?
He looks at each other, and now they're both trying. They both speak at the same time, and both give two different answers. Like one of them is just like, oh, behind the halls, and the other one's like, oh, on top of the tower at the same time. And then they look at and is there anything like you want a cloak or something to go with this, or they try to change the topic.
Wow.
Sort of seeing the loss in their joint conversation. I'll smirk a little bit and probably look to Jalug and I suppose yeah, just maybe a cloak, some nice pants and some nice shirts. Nothing too extraordinary, but yeah, we should probably be getting our wares. We wouldn't want to hold you up to prepare for your party.
So this here is a bit of a look at what silver quills look like. Oh fuck. Is that going to work? Yes. They go, yes, of course, and would be very grateful to see you there if the invite extends itself. Well, these should be ready within an hour or two if you wish to come back and purchase them. And kind of take your designs, and you see them kind of start whispering to each other and leave you three alone.
Perhaps we should pay our friend a visit. Something about that is sitting oddly with me.
Yeah, sounds like a bad idea. It's, where they're taking him's not necessarily always a fun time.
Can we get him? Like, is he a prisoner there? Could we get him out, or?
No, it's not so much like a detention room or quite as such. I assume his associates are kind of just his friends who are assholes. I assume they're going to beat the shit out of him. Essentially.
Right.
Teach him a lesson.
Well, I'm very
Straight to college.
interested in what he's picked up on or learned. That seems maybe relevant. I thought that Tavash, was it Tavash?
Yeah.
Tullus.
Or tell us.
Yeah, I
I've
thought
done the thing now where I've named two people very similar again.
What do you mean Sauron and Saruman are different people? Yeah.
Talus is the one with the crown. Tovash is Hera's professor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that her school contacted the dead. I mean, something is very untoward here.
Yeah, they work in cahoots with Tavash and my college to communicate and find out things about items quite often. More so on that side.
You probably recall the conversation you had this morning with Tavash as well, Hera. Just about things feeling off, and contacting the dead for Tavash seemed harder at this point in time. And
yeah, I was speaking with the professor this morning. He was saying that of late they had actually been struggling to connect with the dead and with the spirits, not quite where they're supposed to be. I believe Ghost has told you as well about what he had seen at that time with the dead not being led away.
Yes.
I do think it is all connected. I obviously didn't want to let those bozos know, but
Hmm. Can you take us to this place that I continue to forget the name of?
yes, yes.
Furygale.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna write it down.
It's just off campus, but shouldn't take us too long to get there.
All right. So as you head there,
Oh, should we go tell the others maybe as well? Is it?
I was going
Let's
to
just say
question
we'll go quickly tell them.
Yeah. Do you want to bring along the two others?
I think we should go back and tell them at least.
I was gonna say I can send a message. I suppose if we're still in the college campus, we can just walk over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of all come together as they describe this to you, which I'll let you do. But there's we're still early morning. There's still the day left before the ball, so it's not like you're going to be rushing. As you come into a big workbench that has taken over the whole of the lounge.
Yeah, so anyway, if you just shove it in, I find it a lot better at holding.
And then you walk around the corner.
Yeah. And Puck is complaining to her. He's like, do we have to go into the swamp thing every time? Like, why isn't it just a door?
Oh, it's fun though. It's fun.
It stinks, and now I stink.
No, you just think you stink.
How's things in here?
I think we're about as ready as we'll ever be.
Just on there about. Oh, hey, Hera. We talked about this last night. Couldn't make our mind up. You too, Puck. Keep the crossbow, or can I give something to Hera?
It's up to you, I suppose. The difference really is that that's what makes it magical damage, and that may or may not be significant in what is coming. But if what you're going to give to Hera is very useful, then you're very welcome to do that. Essentially, it's my only way of doing magical ranged damage to overcome any resistances. But I have a sword to get up close if I'm up close. It's just that if I'm at a distance, I can't do magic damage, that's all.
Understood. Hey, if that's your main concern, keep it. I have other options. All right, Hera. You want more spell power, resistance to some sort of damage, or the ability to focus a lot harder on your spells?
Well, I have always struggled with focus. That might come in handy.
Done. What armor do you wear? If any?
I was gonna say you're looking at it.
Ah, yes.
It's
A robe.
just clothes.
Okay, quick redesign. I've got this. I'll take out a spool of copper wire and do a very quick twisted braid, and attach these two little circular devices to either end of it, and it'll just tuck under the collar of whatever you're wearing and sort of fit under the collar around the neck. This is a mind sharpening infusion, so while wearing it, whenever you fail a con save to maintain concentration, you can spend a reaction and a charge to succeed instead. There's 4 charges.
Such a good item.
Right.
And I will remove this infusion. Let me just see if it has to be attuned or not. It is non-attuned.
What is it called? Oh, such.
Mind sharpener. I can just send you the thing.
For one of my infusions, I've gone for Boots of Elvenkind because it gives you because it gives you advantage on stealth checks, so it's going to cancel out my. So I imagine almost the way he's done it is like just tightened up the armor quite a lot, and so it's now just a little bit more compact.
Got like leather cartilage between the joints, so it doesn't like scrape and bonk. Very nice. Well, yeah, that's me done. You look like you want to tell us something. Puck always has this furrow. Sorry.
It's fair. At the
Yes.
left it so long. I was like, Dale's like ready to talk. I'm like, cool, he's gonna go for it, and then just nothing. Then we start at the same time.
I wasn't sure he was asking.
Yeah.
Pharaoh, and I was like, oh, I'm asking Puck.
Do you remember Ephraim, the sorcerer, couldn't control his own magic?
Very memorable man, hard to forget.
Well, it turns out he's been running around campus talking about ghosts, talking about his ancestors warning him of some pending danger. And we remembered what you said about, well, the spirits not being led where they're meant to. And that's been difficult, Hera said, according to some of the other people on campus contacting the dead. Feels related. We've got a little bit of time. We were going to go and see what he has to say.
Could be more excited. That's the first lead we've had since we got here. Jesus. Awesome. Terrible. Amazing. Super conflicting. Yeah, I'm in. You set Molotov?
Yep. Yep.
Both of us just
Bunny
start
on the
doing
team.
94.4. Sorry, Dale, what?
He's just having a really long hit.
I'm not mistaken. He he mentioned that he dreams.
You mentioned that what, sorry?
That he was seeing these ancestors in his dreams.
In that case, it's all lining up. Oh boy.
Yeah.
You could be our first insight into whatever this thing is doing to these people.
But it did sound like he was maybe in a little bit of trouble.
I would be too if the ghosts of my ancestors were appearing in my dreams and telling me horrible, horrifically scary things about the world, wouldn't you? God, can you imagine a line of past seekers just like appearing in a dream and telling you you're the chosen one? Just like this, there's like this fairy tale about this Avatar kid back in early days of primal magic. Like, that's just not for me.
Did you say? Where did you say they were taking him? Not to the junkyard, surely.
Yes. Well, the problem is it wasn't just his ancestors he saw, and he thought he would try and tell someone, and they were not the nicest person. Granted, also probably a lot freaked the fuck out. So they sort of sent to teach him a lesson. Thinking maybe we should see if we can maybe intervene.
All right. So as you kind of pack all your stuff together, and head out. You know this place, Molokov. It's where you kind of find bits and bobs that used to be part of magical items, and they disperse a lot of magic. It's what these caverns are almost for. It's kind of under an old workshop slash kind of old chapel place where magic is almost kind of sucked out of things, and or like a radiation dump yard, basically. And as you guys lead the way down there, Puck and Ghost, you see that the walls almost have like a opalescent shimmer to them. You can feel that there's magic in the air, but it's almost stale magic. And you kind of almost feel, even yourselves and the weapons you're holding, it doesn't have any effect on them, but you just feel something. It feels like heavy air down here. And not before long, you hear the casting of spells and laughter, mocking laughter. Well, you can finish, Michael. And you hear cries of agony of and then you hear a voice almost insultingly say, "All right, give him another minute and he'll be back up. We'll do a few more rounds." As you walk around the corner and see the opening of this chamber where students come to duel behind the backs of teachers. You see Ephraim lying on the ground unconscious as you see his wounds start to close up again, and in front of him are two Silver Quill mages holding their wands out as you see this. The two Silver Quill mages you see one of them looks like this, and the other one looks like the center person in the photo, the first photo on Messenger. As they look up to you and go, "Hey, Thaddeus, looks like we got an audience." He looks up and goes, "Well, well, well. I'm always good for performing in front of others. Can we help you?" They yell out.
Definitely looking to the two people who know this university and its quirks and culture.
Regardless of not really knowing quirks or culture very well. I think you said enough, don't you think?
"Oh, where's the fun in that?" And you see Ephraim kind of like stirring and, "Please, no more. What I saw wasn't real. Okay, it wasn't real." And they go, "I think just another one to jog your memory," and raises their wand again and sends off like a little.
Oh, as soon as that wand's up, there's a crossbow pointing.
Before they fire, they look at the
Puck's
crossbow.
Gonna go stand next to him.
"Oh, looks like little Effie's got some friends. Well, tell you what, if you want them back, you can claim them." And they both raise their wands, and we can roll for initiative.
What's the policy on killing students on campus?
So as far as you're aware,
Yeah.
you can't physically kill them here. Yeah. Where's my?
Let's fucking break some spines.
Oh, I don't have to hold back? Is that what you're saying?
I was just thinking how nice it is that we're not exhausted anymore and everything's not a disadvantage. I just rolled a 1.
Of course, I
Oh,
can
no.
bring my dice out to the front room. Do you want to put in your initiatives? I'll go grab my dice.
Okay.
Sure thing.
I got a classic
I'm not even
Puck
on roll
initiative.
20. 73.
Like above 20. You know, the worst thing is, not worst thing, the best thing for me, next level, our proficiency bonus goes up, and all of my,
Nice.
so many of my skills, which are already like,
Everything
hey, you're like
is.
plus 10 to this kind of thing. It's like, oh, cool. It just goes up even more. Like, even without reliable talent, I think for certain skills now, I've already got like plus, plus 11 on things. I'm like, okay, so also, and I get to reroll ones. Like, that's without a reliable talent.
Yeah.
The absolute jump in ability you get as a rogue at level 10 is just madness. Like, oh, remember I
Yeah,
used
I feel
to
like
fail at
everyone.
things? I don't now.
Yeah, to be fair, that is pretty
Okay,
damn
so
good. But I think everyone sort of gets once you get into double digits.
This way.
all right. So Molokov and Hera, you will know that the two schools of Silver Quill are Shadow and Radiance. This guy here with the white background definitely looks like he studied the Radiance, and the one with the dark one definitely looks like she majored in Shadow. What that means will be revealed when it comes to their turn, but as they raise their wands up almost in that Voldemort-like kind of pinky out way, Puck, you've got the go, and you can see that they're about to cast another spell towards old F down here. What would you like to do?
I think that without, what do I do?
I guess,
I guess-
what again, and not to be the whole, what would your character do? But like, this is a situation where Puck has come in, and you've been told that there's no lethal damage here. But they are about to flick another bullying spell. I don't know what Puck's opinion is on bullies, but they are definitely ones that are picking on this guy.
Yeah. I guess okay. So what I want to do is I can take
Yep.
2 shots, and I want to try and shoot the wands out of their hands. But I also know that that's not really how D&D works. So I'm not sure. Like, essentially, that's what I want to try and do.
Yep.
But if that's also just like there's no called hits, like it's just attacking, then I'll just shoot them both.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can roll for an attack, and if you hit, you can do damage. And that will be the DC for their dex save.
Okay, let me have a quick look. What damage does this thing even do? Okay, I'll take it. I'll do that.
Yeah, because I think you
It
can
should,
get quite high
it
on
should
that
be pretty
damage.
good. Okay, because
Yep.
there's no sneak attack. This is just shots. First
Yes.
one.
So who are you
is
going for first?
I guess I'll go left first. And with I don't have any range disadvantage because of my crossbow expert. That's a 19 to hit.
19, I believe, will hit. Yep.
Okay, that's a DC of 11.
11. Okay, so dex. That is a 12 on the dice for a 14. So hits the hand, and you see her just grab her wand and go, "Oh, okay." And you fire off your second shot.
Yep, at the other guy. Probably not even looking. Okay, that's better, but that's like a 24 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Oh, hey, that's the best it could have been, a 12.
A 12. Okay, cool. So he's going to roll his dex save for a 15 plus 2. So again, hits him and like scratches across his wrist, and he goes, "Oh, you bastard!" And they do not lose their wands.
Yep, all good. So that's my action and my bonus action. I am going to then just do my movement to get up in this guy's face to make it hard for him to cast spells.
Nice.
And as I run, I'm going to swap to my sword. I can't light it yet, but I'll run and swap it over. And basically just be like, you should leave, as I sprint, like bang, bang, sprint in.
Yep. Sweet. Yeah, you run up, and as you drag your sword, pull your sword out, you see both of them go, "Oh, we've got brutes on our hands." And the what's her name? fucking Luciana will turn her attention to you, Puck, as you're running, and she will cast an ink lance as she goes like this, and an inky jet comes out of her wand and turns into a sharp lance. So she's going to do that once for a 17 plus 7, so 24 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
That will do 17 points of damage.
Okay, so Ghost, do I still have my crossbow still infused?
It is.
Alright, I'm gonna use my reaction to flashbang.
Oh,
So,
nice.
so I take my damage, so she needs to make a
Yep.
a constitution save.
This is the first time you've actually managed to use it.
I think I've used it once.
Con plus 2, so that is 13.
Fails. She is blind until the end of their next turn.
Very cool counter for the dark
Nice.
magic.
Yeah, I was like,
Actually,
for mage,
yeah.
I'm like, get up in their face, make them blind, and we should be okay.
Yeah, sends it out and goes, Thaddeus, I can't see! She screams out, and she won't do her second thing because she won't be able to look at you.
Her inky spell has backfired.
Yeah, it like, because does it flashbangs on your crossbow, or does it send a flashbang to her? Because I reckon like a bit of ink goes into her eyes, and she's like, ah.
Yeah, I reckon it's more like, yeah, I don't really know how it works necessarily, but I think that's how I see it. Is like it's more right in front of her face kind of thing. Somehow it magically recognizes there's an attack coming and does that.
Yeah, I love it. Cool. So she's blind.
Jumps back
and
along the
Ghost,
spell.
Ghost, you're up.
Yeah. Oh dear. Fun. I guess I'll settle up here by. Oops, that's not a grabby thing. I'll settle up by Ephraim. Like, don't worry, mate. We're here to help. Maybe now's a good time to use your magic. I'll just look to the male who pucks in front and flash a red behind my eyes. I'll just cast Mind Sliver.
Ooh.
Which is probably not going to work. He needs to make a intelligence save.
I just remembered to bring up my wild magic table, but yes, intelligence save. That is a 16 per intelligence. You said?
Yep.
So that's a 22.
Yeah, it does nothing. Right, mages, smart, great. How does my friend Ephraim look?
He's beat up, but it seems like he has been knocked out, and now he's been recovered, and you can see that he's gone to 1 hit point, now to 2 hit points, now to 3. You know, like, this place is rejuvenating him, but that's not really what he wants, because they've obviously been doing this all morning.
Yep, of course. All right, I will finish my movement by 5, 10. Sort of standing between him and the Shadow Mage.
Yep.
And pull out my pistol.
Your pistol, nice. Molotov, you will notice that Ephraim is wearing Quandrix colours. Just FYI, you would have noticed that when you first met him as well. But yes, he is definitely a Quandrix student. And now we come to the student of Radiance, standing in front of Puck. And he will do... Yes, he'll be like, just wipe it off from your eyes. It's some sort of trickery. And he'll look down at you, Puck, and go, tell me, do you like to dance? And he claps his hands together, and a puff of glitter comes out, and almost your eyes start catching onto them as he casts Hypnotic Pattern to you, Puck. So, inside a 30-foot cube. Actually, that doesn't get anyone else, but that's all right. Must make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 1, which I will re-roll.
Nice.
And that is much better. Hang on. So wisdom plus. So that is an 18.
18. You kind of see these glimmering lights and just shake your head as they kind of fall to the ground, and you see him. Right, and then
Just for
we'll give
flavor, while there's that puff of stuff, as I shake my head off, I'm going to slip on the mask. So when he looks back, there's the mask
nice.
there.
Cool. He's going to do a radiant strike as a second attack to you then, since that failed.
Is that an attack roll?
It's an attack, yeah.
That should be at disadvantage then.
Disadvantage?
Because he's within 5 feet and he's trying to cast a spell.
It is a melee or ranged spell attack.
I don't think that matters.
Oh,
Pretty sure if you're trying to cast a spell
impose-
within melee range.
Are you a
Or if
mage?
it- is it-
Nope, that's not how that works.
I think it's just ranged attacks.
It's
Is it just
ranged
range attack?
attack.
Okay.
Yeah. It's one
Because
of
the
his
spells
things-
like Shocking Grasp and
Yeah,
things like
yeah,
that
okay.
that are all.
All good then.
It's right because it's only a 14 to hit.
All right, which will miss you.
Will best. As a bright light comes out of his wand, but doesn't really take any effect. He won't try and. Oh, actually, I think he will. He will see you up close. He's cast his glitter. He's cast a blinding light, and then he's going to try and just backstep himself to this platform here. If you want to take an opportunity attack.
Yep, I will do that.
Hate to be that guy, but I think you've taken your reaction already.
Oh, I have to. Yeah.
Oh,
right,
for
I have.
the
Yeah,
thing.
no,
Okay.
totally right. Totally fair.
Yeah, he'll just back up then.
Sorry, these bastards are casting 2 spells a turn. Got to be careful.
Hera, time to bully some bullies.
Yeah. Greens and bananas. I will sort of following him. It'll happen quite quickly, but Puck walked up next to our friend there, and I'll probably do the same. So I'll sort of just walk up next to him and take a little knee, put a hand on her shoulder. Don't worry, friend. We believe you. And I'll turn and look out to both of them, and you should not be so careless around the coming of spirits. It's more about death that you do not know. And I'm gonna cast Khorvaire on both of them.
Oh, Hera's on a roll today.
Start appearing, just coming out of the ground, sort of around them. So that is, well, they might be wise, to be fair. Wisdom saves, please.
Okay, we've got 11 for a total of 15 and 18 for a total of 23.
Okay, so the 18 saves. But the 15 fails.
Oh, nice. So that was this one here. Actually, do they have to be able to see? Or does it just say target? Because it could just be in her head.
Yeah, it just says you awaken the sense of mortality and one creature I can see within range.
Yep, okay, that's fine.
This construct are on the edge of immune.
So you
I
see
can succeed on a-
you see her, Luciana, as she's kind of trying to get ink off her face, she goes, they're here. It's the same trickery. It's the same trickery. As she starts like looking around at things, as you kind of bring this all together, you see Thaddeus be like, You fucking idiot! It's not real. It's not real. So yes, she is blinded and feared.
Frightened.
That's all you'll do.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Ephraim gets to one knee, and he looks at you here and goes, they're coming back. They're distressed. They can't leave. And he looks at Ghost and he goes, you're right. And he points his hand forward, and he will cast his little exponential lash towards Luciana for a 17.
Maybe I shouldn't have stood next to him.
Do 5 points of damage. And Hera, why don't you do me the honors and roll me a D100, please?
$95.
That's a big roll.
Yeah.
Where is that?
A lot of reading. Sure, that
No,
builds now.
I'm just scrolling because my wild magic table was on my phone. Okay. As Ephraim casts a spell, he goes, yeah, you're right. And disappears.
Very safe.
Welcome.
Oh,
That's
twice
possibly
the
the best
secret
case
is a good
scenario.
sign. Yeah. Brilliant. Oh, gee, that's not what we want. Okay. These guys are still need some dealing with. So I think Molokov's gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 few steps forward. And sort of turn back to
As you move past Hera and Ghost, you bump into something and you hear, what are you going? As Ephraim has turned himself invisible.
Brilliant. Stay back. Good thinking. Yeah, Molokov's going to turn over the other side to Ghost, and well, time to see if my adaptation works. And he sort of pulls out this. It looks almost like a homemade dragon crystal, a dragon shard, and he sort of has this slot that he's made in the middle of his chest, and he sort of just shoves it in, and the whole armor just starts crackling with energy, and it looks like unstable, and suddenly he just vanishes, and it is essentially in an explosion.
That's awesome.
And a couple heartbeats pass, and he appears behind this fella.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna miss Molokov's misty step.
Molokov's misty step.
Put it in the book.
And it comes out swinging. I'm gonna punch him twice.
Nice.
That's cocked, but one of them is a 17, and one of them's a dirty 20.
Yeah, those both hit.
Lovely. So yeah, almost like riding off the fear that here is instilled. And like, behind you.
Did you roll his attacks at advantage? Because she's blind as heck.
Oh, I did not roll them at advantage. Let's see if there were any 20s in there.
This is why we keep Mike
Nope.
around.
But so that's 11 plus 8. So total of 19 thunder damage.
Solid hit. Boom, boom. She doesn't know what's hit her. She looking around, being like, "No, no. It's been years since I've seen you."
And that'll be it.
Nice. What have we got? We're back at the top of the round with Puck.
Yeah. Puck is just charging in, activating that flame tongue blade with his bonus action.
Nice.
And very annoyingly is not able to. Or do I do that? Okay, hang on. I'm still here. I can't get sneak attack. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to steady aim. I'm not going to move. Going to keep that hand crossbow up in the other hand, and I'm going to steady aim, and I'm going to use sharpshooter.
Nice.
And I'm going to take my attack at advantage and try and get some sneak attack damage on this.
Nice.
Wow. All right, I'm going to re-roll the 1. I rolled too many 1s for this so far. It's a bit worrying. But that's okay. The other one was good. So that's with my crossbow plus 9. That makes it a 25 minus 5 to hit. So 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
That's with the sharpshooter. Okay, cool. So
Yep.
Sharpshooter is going to add 10 to damage to this, but otherwise it is a lot of D6s. All right. $12 plus 11. So 12 plus 11 is 21. Oh, sorry, 22 plus. Sorry, 23 plus 10. 33 plus 5. Plus 5. 38 points of damage.
Oh, dang. That was a massive hit.
Yeah, it was lower than it could have been as well, unfortunately.
Yep.
Didn't
Crossbow
roll all
like
that well.
slings through his shoulder, and he kind of like grapples with himself on this little podium that he's standing on, and looks up at you, and he's pissed off.
Is this like a plinth that is in front of me?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
where they stand to do their duels.
All right. In that case, I would like to just be positioning myself to get half cover or whatever it is there.
Yeah, sure. Can I crouch down beside it?
Yep. And then that's my turn.
All right. Blinded until her next turn, or
End
the
of her next turn.
End of her next turn. If I can't bloody see, then no one should. And she will cast darkness around herself, which I believe is a 15-foot cube.
Oh, is that it?
Sure.
I love the idea that she was like, she cast darkness around herself and there was no one there. Like no one else is actually in the darkness. She's like, well, no one else can see. And you're like, well, cool. Have fun in your little dark
She did
square.
just get punched.
Yeah.
But that darkness is going to go around her there. Volkov, as she throws her hand down and it's this ink swirls around and suddenly you can't see as you're blinded as well. I believe she can
When they
make
do this.
a melee attack, but it will be at disadvantage. So she'll melee attack.
Actually,
Yeah.
because I am now blinded, I hate to do this, but I think because I am now blinded, it would be an advantage, so they're cancelled out.
I think the way I'm going to play it is that she is blinded, and she's frightened, and there's darkness. I know they don't stack, but I'm just going to roll it at disadvantage because she's in a bad position.
Yeah, fair enough.
And can I be that guy and say darkness is a 15-foot radius, so it's actually twice the size?
That's fucking huge, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
I thought a cube was a bit small.
Yeah, and it's a sphere according to what
15.
I've seen anyway.
Fucking she did.
Come on, DM.
Alright, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it should be that around about.
Yep.
Oh, it still just gets her. Her and Molotov. Love it.
I think if she could see, she might have been able to place it in a way to be able to get
Yeah.
more than one person. But yeah,
as it changes from a cube to a bigger cube to a circle, she lashes out and tries to hit you with the ink dagger. I've already rolled those dice.
Good
It's
luck.
an 11 and a 15. Yeah, so an 11 plus 7, 18.
Yeah, no, it will not hit.
Swings wildly. You don't see it miss. She doesn't see it miss, but freaking out. Ghost, you're up.
Well, I just lost sight of one of them. And that other guy's absolutely getting demolished by Puck. So I think I'll just lean down and flick the bag of holding open and go on. Time to go hunting. Pull Envy out
Blood envy, yep.
as my action. She can move 40 feet. How far is that? That a direction? That a direction? Oh, that is 40 feet. Look at that. All right. Go get the big fella. And she'll bound on over and try and nip at this guy's heels.
Go for
it. 17 to hit.
That'll hit, yeah.
Look at that. 7, 8, 9, 10 points of force damage.
What was that total? Sorry?
10.
Nice. Nips at it. He just, what the fuck? No one said you could bring companions.
That's my bonus action and my action.
Yep.
I'll attempt to sort of cross across this way to get a bit of scope on things. Probably bump into Ephraim along the way. Oh, sorry. Oh, good thinking. And that's my turn.
Nice. Cool. The Radiance student will now have to deal with this threat. He will do 2 Radiant strikes at Envy.
AC 15.
That's a 1 and a 3 on the dice as he's backing himself up and just sending these light shocks down, not making any contact. So Hera, you're up.
So I was going to also say I would love at the end of her turn to make another wisdom save to not be scared anymore.
Oh, yeah. 11?
On the dice. Or, actually, either way fails. I think she got
It was 11 total.
Okay. She's still a scaredy pants.
Cool.
However, I cannot see her.
No.
So 99.9% of my smells are currently useless. And there's no point in coding my thoughts right now. So I will just take a couple steps forward. Come up to about there. And I'll sort of leaning on my staff a little bit, wrap my hands around it, and almost bring it up to my mouth, kind of like a microphone, and speak into it as it sort of echoes and booms my voice a little bit. And I'll say to this guy over here, "Don't you know that we have a 0 tolerance for bullying at this school?
Nice.
You should be more sorry for what you've done." And then I will cast command, and I will command him to grovel.
Oh. Okay. Is Hera okay?
Yeah, she just doesn't like bullies.
Yes, yes. What is that?
That is another wisdom save, fortunately.
Okay. 19.
It passes. Drats. I go to use the staff to like cast the spell, and as I go to say grovel, it just sort of slips out of my hand a little bit, and it doesn't echo it out, and I just go grovel.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
Trying to pick my staff up off the ground. Hold on 1 second. That's all I want to do though.
All right. I don't think anyone's still next to him, but you hear, he said fucking grovel, as you see another shine of light flick out from this invisible spot. Natural 20 for Ephraim. Does 10 points of damage.
I said fucking grovel, mate.
And I think, let's go Ghost. Can you roll me a D100, please?
Oh yeah. Oh, 8.
8.
So close to being good.
Oh, I think that's poetic. As he's casting a spell, he obviously becomes seen again. And then I'm just going to quickly roll some dice. Nice. As you hear this voice from out the back, hear him say, "He said fucking grovel," and casts this flash of light that shoots through the air as you watch it just smack into the sky. And he just looks at Ephraim like, "Are you kidding me?" And then you see Ephraim's wand start sparking, and magic missiles at 5th level cast out from his wand and smack into the sky, knocking him unconscious on the ground as he and falls unconscious.
Fuck.
Yeah, you cast magic missiles at 5th level to any target you choose. As
Oh
you
my
see,
god, Ephraim is a goat.
Ephraim's just like, yeah. But that does bring us to Molokov. Your turn.
I've always hated you fucking silver quills and this fucking ink. Get them. He's just going to take a wild swing forward,
Yep, go for it.
which I believe is not disadvantaged because they cancel each other out.
Just stay roll.
That's not very good. Anyway, that's a 9. So I will take another swing. And a natural 20.
There you go.
We'll take that. So 3 plus 8 plus 19 on the damage.
19 total damage. Nice. As you swing, you miss the first one, and then you just hear her like breathe or something, and swing back with the other one and connect. And as you do, she kind of hit her in the gut, and she drops the magical darkness around her. As she kind of looks up at you and looks over to see Thaddeus on the ground, and quickly looks around and goes, "Okay. We're done. You beat us. We can stop now." Puck, it is technically your turn next, so I'll let you determine how this goes.
fucking kill him.
Mm. I will look back at Thaddeus and just give a little like questioning head tilt. No, sorry, not Thaddeus. Sorry, at
Ephraim.
which is Ephraim. Yeah, sorry, Ephraim. Give him that
He
little head tilt
still
question.
looks amazed at what he's done. He's focused on himself right now.
Okay, he's going to walk up to her because she is still conscious. And I think he's going to kick her legs out from under her and knock her to the ground. And just look back at Thaddeus and ignite his flame tongue blade. Isn't that what he said? And
Ephraim will look up.
damn, I keep saying the wrong name. Sorry, Ephraim. Yeah. Isn't that what he said? And the flame tongue blade. And I'm just looking at him. I'm basically holding that action to be like,
Yep.
I'll just drop this thing on her. It's burning its green flame, flickering, hungrily down at her. And I'm holding that.
Ephraim will look up at you and see your sword and just look at it in amazement. And he looks down at Luciana and goes, No, we're not like that.
The blade will turn off.
She scampers out and crawls over to Thaddeus, her fallen companion, and seems to be just like checking over him. Ephraim looks up at you, Hero and Ghost, and I didn't even know I could do that. He seems out of breath a little bit, and thank you.
Of course. You are a student after all. And you have every right to learn how to control your magic. Also say that towards the silver clothes.
Give me a perception check, Hero.
Nine.
She doesn't even pay attention to you. She's just over Thaddeus, like just checking him and making sure that there's no wounds and doing the once over. Doesn't even listen to you.
Why don't we give them a minute? And then we'll go for another round. I'm kidding. You've got a minute and get the fuck out.
You look up at them, and again, Seraphina kind of like looks up at you and just gives you the evil's ghost. And looks back down, and Ephraim is kind of getting himself up onto the pedestal. How did you know I was here? I didn't need help. I could have handled it myself, but thank you again.
Oh, Ephraim, that's right.
I'll sort of hearing him say that, just thinking about a little bit about the conversation that me and Ghost had yesterday. I'll walk over and sort of just give him like a hand on the shoulder. So there's the ones that don't think they need help that usually do.
Kind of gives a nod at that, and oh, that's wise. He should be a professor.
Oh no. That is not the path for me.
Well, why don't we get you out of here? I'm pretty sure Tavash won't mind another visitor in the dorm rooms.
Oh, Tavash. Yeah, you said you were going to see him. How did you go with all that?
It was good. successful. Story for another time, maybe. But we actually, well, Hera overheard that you were having some difficulty sleeping. I'd like to talk to you about that.
You see him kind of put his defenses up when you say, "We'd like to talk to you about that," and goes, "Of course, of course, it is real. I do promise you that."
We know.
And as you say, we know, he kind of lets his guard down a little bit, and then you hear back from over where the other two are, Luciano go, "Okay, we said we gave up." And you turn around and you see that she is still shaking Thaddeus. "You can stop this now. We'll leave. I don't know what tricks you're up to." You can see she's getting quite panicked as she is shaking Thaddeus.
Hera, I'm not sure. Is that something you can do? I think that he might have been hit pretty hard by that spell.
Yeah.
Someone.
I thought you said this place.
That's not how this place is supposed to work. I'll sort of like cautiously, I guess, start walking over towards them, but almost doing that, looking down at them, but also darting around, trying to work out if anyone else is casting magic.
Okay, give me an Arcana check. And as you're approaching her, you see her like reaching for her wand, but her hand is shaking. She's like doesn't want to go into another fight. And you can tell that she's focused on Thaddeus.
Yeah, almost even like if I start first walking towards her and she is reaching for a wand, I'll be sort of like hands out, like almost trying to show like I'm curious as to what's going on. Like we're not doing this sort of thing. Fucking Jesus! Arcana check. 14.
It's not great. Nothing. Okay. You look around and you see the walls are doing that reflective magic. So you know magic doesn't work properly / as it should in here, but it shouldn't ever be lethal. That's kind of the point of taking old objects that are running out of their magic. It's to protect the user from coming in here and disposing of things, the things flashing back and killing them, basically. Not that anything dangerous is kept in here. But yeah, you can tell that there's not any other magic happening.
Can someone heal this guy?
Yeah, I'll sort of start slowly approaching from there, and I'll just be like, "Look, I don't know what is happening here, but I have healing magic as well. I can put a little bit of life back into your friend, hopefully. Will you let me try?"
Giving you the cold shoulder.
Just the left shoulder. His laptop just died.
It's like he is like, oh no, it's on 1%. Whoops, I better quickly.
You know what I should do? I should cast Wither and Bloom, kill her, and heal him.
So we can all agree that when Reese gets back, we've actually gone and stolen the crown, right? That's what happened. We've got the crown. We got away. Actually, they just gave it to us. They were like, "Sure, you can have it."
We just rolled like so many nat 20s.
Yeah. We've actually solved the campaign. It's all done now.
Oh, sweet. Sorry, Harry, you were saying you walk up to Thaddeus and she's shaking her wand, but she doesn't do anything.
So I'll sort of be, as I'm approaching, I'll be like, this is not us. This is definitely not normal. I have healing magic. Will you let me at least attempt to help your friend?
Wake him up! Wake him up! We didn't ask for any of this. You can see she's definitely lost all her intimidation. And give me a medicine check or a survival check on Thaddeus.
I'll say I can
Yeah, I'm sort of trying to
come over.
get a beat on him as to how so close to being a natural 20. Like whether he's unconscious or like so would you say medicine or survival?
Yeah.
We've got survival. It's a 19.
19. You can tell that you've seen people go down and become unconscious in battle, but he seems to be breathing. If anything, he seems to be sleeping.
Interesting. He's just having a fucking nap, love. Chill out.
But you see that she was shaking him, and he kind of just.
Yeah, he's almost in like that stasis sleep. I'll still try and cast. He's only going to get a first level cure wounds.
Yep.
Just to see if it wakes him as such. So I'll sort of kneel down next to him. She'll probably can see that there's like a little bit of concern now on my face as well. I'll almost probably like look at her and then double back to him. And yeah, I'll give him. It's gone. He can have 9 hit points.
You see the wound from the crossbow bolt heal up, and you see the bruises start to diminish, but he still stays unconscious.
I'll look over him.
Sure, you come kind of to the same conclusion that Hero did, is that it seems like he's in a deep sleep, but his wounds are being healed.
Like he's just stuck in unconsciousness.
Well, get him out!
Yeah, working on it. It's new for us
Probably
too.
not a
If you
good
have any
idea.
bright ideas?
It'd almost be safer if he was dead.
She looks at you
Not the
with
time,
like
Hera.
absolute disgust.
I could try this, and I'll put both hands on the staff again, kind of thinking, knowing that you could be awakened by noise. I'm going to use another charge on the staff to command him to awake.
Okay. He needs to do a wisdom save for that.
He does, but he's also asleep, so I don't know if that affects the roll.
Hera, can you give me a wisdom check?
Yep. Okay.
10. Do you feel like he saves the wisdom save from this effect, but you feel like it's not him that saves it? Almost like there's a blocker in the way.
Yeah.
And then constantly in your ear, she is going, "Wake him up! Wake him up! These are against the rules of this place."
We are in a famous university with famed healers. Maybe that's the better move.
Maybe whatever has been happening to Ephraim is now happening to him. You're stuck in a dream state. Hold on.
I think whatever it is, it connected to what's happened tonight. It might be best for you to just keep your friend safe. I think he will be okay, but was she? Dumme question da. But we will see tonight. I think just keep them safe. Get them out of here.
Take them to the infirmary.
She like looks around and much help you were, and she picks them up and I hope I never run into you guys again.
You will
As this,
fucking murdering someone over and over when we got here. You are lucky you are walking out here on 2 feet, you fucking
Yeah, she says, like,
bastard
I hope I never run
piece
into you.
of
Like, you
shit.
should be so lucky.
You're going to say something, Ghost?
Yeah, as the conversation's happening and Hera's tried multiple magics and she's still freaking out at them, Gus is kind of looking the guy over, realizing he's alive, but he can't breathe. He catches this glimpse of gold to his right, and he looks, and there's nothing there. And he looks back at the guy and sort of sees the shimmer over him, which immediately disappears, and shuts his eyes. And as he does, he hears a whisper. It sounds like a voice. And so he focuses in on it, and Hera's close enough. Not very perceptive, but if Hera's feeling perceptive enough, you might see a slight glow at the back of Ghost's neck. And I cast Detect Thoughts.
Interesting. As you cast Detect Thoughts on Thaddeus, you get almost when you plug in an amp and someone's left it on too loud and it feeds back really quickly. And that kind of hits your ears. But in that, you heard the words, help, and let me out.
Ooh.
As she picks them up and goes, starts to leave.
While I can, I'll make an attempt at focusing in on the spell to go a level deeper before she literally walks him out of range.
Sure.
It's a wisdom save on their part.
So what you get is a clearer signal of Thaddeus thinking, let me out, what is this? And in front of that is a different thought of a different voice. Almost like there are two things happening inside his head. And you can't quite tell what it's saying, but it almost is the essence of wait. And soon, wait and soon.
This I think that's all I've got as
Sure.
far as that happening. She'll be leaving.
As per your instructions, she picks him up and she runs out of the thing. And you're kind of left with Ephraim standing up and going, that shouldn't have happened. That wasn't me, was it? I didn't hurt him.
I don't think that was you. I think you definitely hurt him. But I don't think what's happening is you. I think it's related to what you seem to maybe be dreaming about.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. I can tell you what I've seen.
Looks like you need a
when we
stiff
get to a
drink.
safer place. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And
Just as we sort of go to start to leave, sort of have been down like right next to Thaddeus trying to help him sort of piecing together what's happened as well. It's obviously I don't know what Ghost has done, but seeing that he was trying to perceive something there, I'll sort of like as we're sort of turning to leave, just grab Ghost by the wrist for a second, just to let a few steps between us. And it's getting stronger. I think we're running out of time.
As I look up to you, you can see my eyes are still faintly glowing, like in the back of the pupils, and you hear in your mind my voice, which says, something's keeping him trapped. It's dangerous. And then my mouth opens and I say, you're right. Whatever this is causing trouble. Let's hope Ephraim has some answers. And kind of stands up.
What are you going to say, Dale?
I was just going to say, sort of almost a little bit to myself under my breath, but enough that you can sort of hear me over someone, not something. But yes, be interesting to see what he has to say.
Just
with
looks
that-
at you funny. Realizes
You-
you heard his thought. And his eyes kind of go wide.
Also, you weren't intentionally sending that to Hera, you just heard the thought. Interesting. As you kind of both go to exit here, that's where we'll call the session.
We